Am I kind of right in saying you were like a quiet guy working on a big game, didn't really do much, and then suddenly it's flipped it on its head slightly, or not?
Yeah, well, it's kind of insane. I quit the industry, and my return to work on Arma 3 was a detour, a small holiday from the army. So it's all really kind of insane when you think about it. And I guess I don't really have a lot of time to think about it. So it is kind of crazy. And in fact, there are some things I haven't talked about that eventually I will talk about, like crazy, just weird little things that have happened, and I don't know, maybe it'll make a really good story one day. The thing that's really interesting about DayZ is the what and the how rather than the actual side of it. I think that maybe at times it even gets more hype than the base game and the base mechanics deserve, because I think of what happened with it and how people reacted to it. That is almost a story in itself, and that doesn't really belong to me. I'm kind of a passenger, and at times I almost feel a loss of control because of it. Like, who runs my life, me or DayZ? I work all day, and then I go home and I go on the forums and I answer questions, and then I sit down and think to myself, I should play a game and relax, but I'm back on Reddit. I sit down for a minute and put my mind aside, and then suddenly I have this idea of how I can fix something. And so I don't know who runs my life, me or DayZ.
So looking back at it, it was the best holiday ever you could have taken, really.
I don't know whether holiday, like the last month has been, I would say, not fun at all. No fun. Gamescom was really tough. A lot of these decisions you second guess. Did I negotiate the right agreements? Have I done this right? What have I forgotten to do? Am I making the right design decisions? Am I making terrible ones? Why aren't I? You get people contacting me saying, oh, my character's bugged, can you help me? You want to help these people, but how many people do you help? I have to go in the database, and it might take me 2 or 3 minutes to help one person, but when you've got 100 people contacting you, that's 100 minutes, that's an hour. Where does it end? And so you just have all this crazy tension. So I'm hoping now that I'm actually starting to get into the design and not just the setup and fixing hacking and bugs and things like that with the standalone, that I can kind of, I was saying before, put my noise cancelling headsets on and just zen out and just go back to the way I developed the mod, which is say, what do I want to play? What game do I want to play? And make that, not the game I think that people want to play.
So we're sitting in the end of September at the moment, and you want to be out by the end of the year. What's going to be the most noticeable next step? Like, are you going to come out at some point and say, here's what the standalone looks like, look forward to this certain date that it comes out?
Well, we have to make a critical decision. We have to decide, will we be super open? Like, I even wanted to do like webisodes and stuff like that where we had someone filming and showing them. But I don't want to publish someone else the game design and then not get the opportunity to be the first to do it. And I think that's reasonable. That's why I've been a little bit coy. I cut some stuff out of my presentation I was originally going to do, because I think now the less presentation I do, and I don't need to tell people about it, I just need to do it. So I think that the most noticeable thing is we do want to include people in the development, so we will give the programmers and the artists the opportunity to publish updates from their content on Tumblr. Screenshots, videos, description of dealing with mechanics, so it's sort of like a show and tell. We would like to get that going. But I think really the time for me to talk is over, it's the time for me to deliver.
Right, finally, an odd one for you. You recently joined Twitter, the world of Twitter.
That's right, Twitter.
And
my Twitter virginity is broken.
And that immediately means that obviously you're out in the open in the world. So what sort of thing, obviously you must get a lot of mentions, like a lot of people talking to you. What's the average sort of chatter that happens?
When's standalone coming out? I literally get asked that every day. Like, I'm sure I do. And I kind of adopt the same rule I do with forums. I don't like it when people say, that's already answered, because For most people, DayZ isn't the most important part of their day. So they're not going to sit there trawling an answer for a billion times. In most cases, it's just as easy to give someone the answer as it is to tell them snarkily that it's already been answered. So where I have time, I try to just answer people. So I like Twitter. It's fun. You know, you get to engage with people, and some cool stuff has come out. It's bite-sized, so it allows me to digest it a bit easier than I have to really devote time to go through the Reddit suggestion thread, which still people post to, which is great. You know, but that requires me blocking out time.
Cool. That's all we needed. Thanks, Dave.
Awesome. Cool.